With many hits in the 80s and presently at work on a new album, Howard Jones is no stranger to creative thinking. So when he and wife Jan wanted a new kitchen, they went for top designer Johnny Gray.
When I get musicians in the studio, I want them to be the full expression of what they are, rather than trying to put them into a box. And I said to Johnny, design the absolute best thing you can possibly think. Just let yourself go. We didn't want to put any constraints on him at all.
Once we'd looked at his folder and seen his work, we were quite happy for him to have a free hand.
And he certainly had a free hand in designing this radical new kitchen. His design focuses on the practical use of space rather than simply its appearance. Howard and Jan's kitchen's been built with multi-purpose functions in mind. Let's start at the end with the conservatory-type area to relax in.
Being England, we have a lot of dull days, but you have the sense of almost being outside because you've got windows above, huge window at the end, and you have that really wonderful feeling that the light's pouring in, and it doesn't matter what it's like outside. You feel like you're in contact with, the outside world.
The core part of the design of this kitchen is the shape and the sculpture of this island, and the area where I'm standing right now is the preparation zone. This circular shape is very helpful because it allows us to radiate from it various other pieces of furniture which will create this effect that I describe as soft geometry, which is the movement through a space without sharp corners and with an easy sense of flow. Now, for a kitchen to be efficient, you obviously need the main activities to be fairly near to each other, at least the key main activities. And so right here we have the sink, which is close by, so you can wash your vegetables and literally bring them straight across here without having to move a single step, just to reorientate your body. And then you've got your cooking right here in front of us. And then to this side here, you've got an oven and a built-in fridge.
The place oozes practical solutions. The dishwasher's at a height that means you don't have to stoop. And this unit conceals a handy hiding place.
And there's one drawer in there that's just got all
the waste peelings. So the idea is you chop up and you just open the drawer and scoop it in, and then when it's full you take it out and put it in a compost. But you know how people like looking in drawers and they open up and it's just like all this peeling.
But this kitchen is as beautiful as it is practical.
I suppose in some respects I almost work a bit like a painter making a three-dimensional painting. All the time you're sort of trying to build up a balance of opposites. So warm wood, cool walls kind of thing. Cool floor, but warm sofa. And also trying to have alternative intense colours with paler colours. You don't want to have two intense colours right next to each other in large volume.
And you may think colours are the finishing touches, but there's more. Specialist artists were commissioned to paint this border, inspired by Howard and Jan's vegetarianism. And there's also some high-tech style metalwork. In fact, high-tech's a bit of a theme. This cupboard bears the pattern of a circuit board. And there's a built-in hi-fi system to accommodate Howard's love of music. The hi-fi system itself is placed at the end of the kitchen.
This is an oval-shaped screen because we're very near the front door and ostensibly acting rather like a hallway here. On this side of the screen, there's space to put a large vase of flowers and to put your keys down. On this side, it reacts to the main part of the kitchen by acting as a small telephone table, a place to sit down, to maybe have a chat while Jan is cooking, and of course to act as a notice board.
It took 9 months to build. Surely all that planning, designing and craftsmanship made it more than a little bit pricey.
We had quite a modest budget.
We had a modest budget to start, and it expanded.
Fortunately, I got this Japanese tour. Actually, it's the hardest I've ever worked on tour. I was doing 2 shows a night, 6 nights a week, and then travelling on the 7th. And that was solid for 3 weeks. And I was like, each show was like nearly 2 hours long. So it's, it was the hardest. I was thinking to myself, oh right, I've paid for the table now. I paid for the window to be done. But it's like I think that when you believe passionately in something and you want to do something, the resources somehow come to you, and that was very fortunate.
The thing that really drives me, that gives me the greatest buzz is, you do all this work and you have all these ideas and you go through the agony of the building work and you sort all the problems out, you get them made, you get it delivered. But in the end, it's standing or sitting in this space, you know, with a happy client, feeling that there is no place like this on earth, anywhere else. It's an individual place that gives one a tremendous energy, a sort of buzz. And as long as it's giving that to the client as well, you've achieved what you wanted to achieve, I think.